And yet you've literally in secret been looking at women.
When do you see me eyeing women down in the street? What the are you talking about? I haven't been trying to be with anyone else but you. I've sacrificed so much for you.
And there we have Rob, the 32-year-old walking red flag, making Sophie feel like she is the problem, when in reality, Rob cheated on her not once, but twice online, answering DMs from other females. He is the shining example of what a fiance should live up to. Hi, 90 Day fans. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Now let's get into it. We find out that Rob is not only a cheater, he doesn't have a job, and he is also cheap, cheap, cheap. Now, in the most recent episode, Rob and Sophie go ring shopping, and this has to be one of the most embarrassing moments for Sophie. Like, I literally don't know how she managed to stay by his side when he was talking to the jeweler about finding the cheapest ring they had in the store. Like, there's a way to say things, and he easily could have said, I need something affordable that's within my price range. But instead, he just kept going on and on about finding something cheap. Not only that, right before they go ring shopping, Rob brings up her sexuality again, as if though he was basically blindsided by this news. And it's like, what is the big deal? She told you that she didn't know what her sexuality was. That's why she didn't tell you earlier. I don't understand why this man literally cannot grasp the fact that when it comes to sexuality, sometimes it's not that easy to admit to yourself.
I just find it interesting that you spend so much time being so concerned about me thinking anything other than you is attractive, and yet you've literally in secret been looking at women.
When do you see me eyeing women down in the street? What the are you talking about? I haven't been trying to be with anyone else but you. I've sacrificed so much for you, and you can't even take one thing I've said to you as a attack, but it's my personal it's nothing to do with you.
And instead of being someone that was supportive and welcoming, he basically accuses her of looking at other women when literally this man has been texting other women and cheating. Like, I think this man is using the whole sexuality thing as a reason to justify what he did and to kind of water it down and make her feel like she essentially was cheating just like him the entire time. So he has this argument with her while they're driving on their way to the jeweler, and he basically carries all that energy with him into the store. And he goes to the jeweler and he was like, I need you to show me your cheapest rings because this beep looks expensive. And I can sense Sophie's embarrassment through the screen. Like, the way I would have just walked away and never looked at that man again, because you're not about to embarrass me in front of everyone on TV and in front of this man, and then say, I need something cheap. Get me the cheapest thing you got in the store. Right after our argument? No, I don't think so. I feel so bad for her because at that time, she's just smiling through the entire thing. And they're looking through the rings, and the guy points out a ring and he gives it to Rob. And Rob's like, 1,000? Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. And she's just smiling there, being quiet. And it's like, that's supposed to be a very special moment when you go and shop for rings. And he's just making it a very transactional process and just so unromantic during such a very memorable time of your life. You're about to spend your lives together, and one of the first steps is to go and shop for rings. He's just making it so unbearable for her and so embarrassing. And this is one of the many reasons why Rob is such a bad fit for Sophie, because Rob is 32 years old. She's 23 years old. That's almost a 10-year age difference. And at 32 years old, he doesn't know how to conduct himself in public after an argument. He doesn't have the respect to put things aside and to make something special for her. She came all the way from London just so that she could be with him, marry him, and away from her. He took away her coming out to him. I mean, that for her was a very hard thing to do. She didn't know how he was going to react. And I feel bad because for her to come out to him and still feel like, I don't know how Rob is going to react, like I'm a little bit afraid of that, is something that she should consider when marrying him. Because if he's not willing to accept her, and if he is constantly bringing up the fact that she dropped a bombshell on him, which, to tell you the truth, it shouldn't be this big bombshell. The bombshell is him cheating. That's the bombshell. Her and her sexuality isn't really that much of a bombshell because when he first heard that Sophie was bisexual, he was like, well, yeah, most women appreciate other women, so it's not that like big of a deal. But then I feel like his gears started to turn and he was like, let me see how I could kind of like manipulate this in a way where since I cheated, I can kind of turn this into, oh, well, she's more likely to cheat, and she has cheated by looking at other women. And she hasn't told me that she was bisexual. She's been holding this information from me all this time. When in reality, she didn't even know. She had no clue. She wasn't sure in the first place. I also wanted to interject and say if you like this content, please consider subscribing because I'm planning on making a lot more.
I have anxiety. To tell you something, I don't know.
I mean, nobody wants to be told that there's something they don't know.
There's nothing bad.
Then what is it?
There's nothing I want you to worry about. Telling Rob is actually seeming a lot harder than I thought it would be. Like, I have all these, like, it's like these rush of feelings come through. Like, it's a difficult thing to come out. Yeah, and I know I'm not gay, but it's like, it's still my sexuality, so it feels kind of the same as like, it's such a personal thing, and it's like, you never know how someone's gonna take that. I just don't want you to be angry at me.
Okay.
I haven't done anything, don't worry. Okay. Nothing about being disloyal. Still loyal. Nothing has changed. I just want to tell you something. You might not care. I'm just gonna say it very quickly, because I don't want to say it 2 times.
Okay.
I'm bi.
You're bi? Like bisexual. I don't even know what to say to that.
Rob is extremely manipulative, and Sophie really does need to consider everything that has happened since she has landed to LA. Because from the moment that she came to Los Angeles, Rob had a whole fit about the elevator situation, and then he showed signs that he was insecure about where he lived. He constantly called her bougie, that she was spoiled. But the reality is, he is extremely insecure. He's 32 years old. He should be a lot farther in life. And most women his age that are also 32 wouldn't put up with what he has. They wouldn't put up with his behavior. They wouldn't put up with his living situation. And they wouldn't have put up with his cheating. Because who has time to constantly keep forgiving someone that doesn't respect you and is willing to put you on the spot and not respect you as a person. And part of me thinks that it would be really nice if Sophie had her mom there to kind of be a second pair of eyes and ears for her. But Sophie is an adult. She's 23 years old and she made the choice to fly all the way to Los Angeles, which she has stated that she really likes living in LA. And that might be one of the benefits of being with Rob and kind of putting up with his nonsense, is that she gets to live in LA, which it sounds like she didn't really like living in London and she wanted a different pace and a different change of life. But I'm going to end the video here. I want to say thank you for watching and leave a comment down below if you think that Sophie and Rob are going to get married at the end of this season. Thank you so much and I hope you have a great day. Bye.